Okay, today is Friday, August 11th. Is that right? And I'm here with Director Thomas, who is a relatively new Director of Public Safety at the Peralta Community College District. And he's agreed to make a short video this morning so that all of you next week during Flex Day will have an opportunity to get to know him, if you don't already, and learn a little bit about what he's doing to help our colleges and community be a safer place. So, Director Thomas, would you like to introduce yourself and let some folks know what's going on?
Yes, thank you so much for the warm introduction. First off, I would like to say that on behalf of Peralta and the Board of Trustees and also Dr. J, thank you for having me here and being able to present and share with you some of the things that we're doing as we serve our community moving forward for the fall 2022. My name is Tim Thomas, Public Safety Director. I was hired in November of 2021. Among some of the challenges that we were dealing with, I've been on the college campus for majority of my career. I was a police officer at Contra Costa Community College District. As a police officer serving my community, really took an innovative approach to programming, preventative programming within our college students. And so, coming here to Peralta, understand the challenges, we wanted to be able to bring some of those things here in the setting that when I was a police officer and working, being that this is all a college as well, we wanted to bring some of those same engaging groups that we had at Contra Costa. With that being said, also as a college educator as well, plan to be able to engage with our students on preventative services through training workshops. We hope to, really engage in that area so that we can provide more of a definite answer to safety, as safety means different things to different people on a college campus. So, we want to be able to address some of those things, but it's a little bit kind of my foundation of an officer, but more moving forward towards, my educational background as well. I went to CSU Stanislaus University. I have my bachelor's degree from CSU Stanislaus, my alma mater, and also master's from American Public University with a minor in criminal law. With that being said, total experience, over 20 years of law enforcement security personnel experience. Before coming to Peralta, I worked also with the Golden State Warriors from a logistical standpoint of handling their money from an executive protection standpoint for the Warriors. So I've kind of been around a little bit, as I like to say, shake hand, kiss babies, but understanding the position and understand what the goals and challenges are. And so we're here at Peralta and we're building. And as the Chancellor says, we're building this thing as we fly. So that means that there's going to be some mistakes here and there as we continue to move forward. So, we're just asking for the support of our audience, our stakeholders, and our students to walk with us and ride with us as we embrace some of the challenges that we're going to embrace moving forward.
So, one of the things I know that has made this really complicated, you coming on board, is that you came on in the middle of the pandemic, and the campuses are very different than they were before. I know students were back this last year, and hopefully we're going to create a climate where more students will be coming back this year and in the coming semesters. And I wonder if you could address a little bit how, because that shift happened kind of simultaneously to Peralta no longer using sheriff services, right? So I wonder if you could speak a little bit, because I was at Laney the other day and it kind of felt like a ghost town. And Laney has never been the warmest, friendliest college campus. I mean, I love it, obviously, it's my home campus, but so I wonder if you could speak a little bit about how both the change in the campuses being kind of thin on at least students at this point and faculty coming back sort of knits together with your goals for this year about creating really safe campuses. That was a mouthful, sorry, but.
No, and actually that was great. I mean, I think the main thing, I can say, as the campuses haven't had a lot of students, one of the main things we wanted to do is, first, I wanted to evaluate the training of the people that are protecting our property and servicing our students and being able to implement what our objectives are. And being that there wasn't a lot of students, we were able to really dive in and train and use that time allocated to learn the campus, to be trained on SB 1626, which is a law enforcement security guard roles and responsibilities. Being on a college campus and being able to address the needs of students and faculty members in case of an emergency or just preventative services, right? So we took really advantage of that training, and that really started when I came in. I was hired in November. December, we went hit the ground running. We started de-escalation communication training. We went into SB 1626 as that's a requirement statewide, K-12 and also colleges. So we went through that training. We went as far as this year for the fall, rolling out now CPR first aid certified and AED. Now all of our officers at each of our sites will have that. So that is just fantastic. We are excited about that. Also for the fall of 2022, bringing out our active shooter response training. We're really, really excited about that because we've never had these type of programs that we can facilitate and engage with our students and our population. So we're really excited to be able to have these programs and to bring them to the colleges for awareness, to talk about safety being everyone's job, and then also really to highlight roles and responsibilities during an emergency situation. So these are some of the things that during that time we were able to game plan, as you might say, and now we have, if we're looking at sports, the playbook. And so now we are looking for the role players, which is you, and we're looking for the folks to execute that playbook, and that is just our team. And so we've taken really a lot of time and advantages of doing that and using the time allocated to get very campus oriented with what our responsibilities would be to day-to-day operations.
Could you talk a little bit about any efforts that are sort of preventative, crisis prevention? So it sounds like you've got a ton going on, and I know there's even some stuff going on Flex Day about how to react to circumstances, but could you talk a little bit about your prevention? Because obviously the best thing for our students is for us to meet needs as they start to arise and be able to prevent crisis. So what's happening in the world of prevention? Attending to students' needs to prevent their crises.
Well, I would tell you, I'm really excited about this fall. And what makes this fall extremely, extremely important, number one is first we have our active shooter training response. It's an hour workshop long. It goes into definitive definitions on active shooter, how to respond, how to use the flip charts. Also, we premiere our safety video. This year, we want to thank Executive Mark Johnson, Angel Hunter, of our communications department for really, Marcel as well, for really putting together this video. This is our first safety video district-wide. We have a 3-minute and 56-second video, and as well as a 1-minute video. And this safety video can be played during orientation. It can be played during any type of college workshop that we're doing when we're trying to educate our guests on safety or even onboarding. So we're happy about those two things. But then we're also even more happy about knowing now that all of our security guards will be now first aid CPR certified. Not only that, they all are trained SB 1626, which is the mandatory training you need to have on a college campus. And we're also happy to say that we have a golf cart service. No, it is not the cadet service, which we hope to bring back, but we have the golf cart service now that for our instructors who are working at night and they want to ride to their car and they have bags, they have things that they can't carry to their car. We really want to drive that service of we'll pick you up. We'll pick you up, take you to your classroom, drop you off, we'll come to your car and pick you up and drop you off and engage with you. So we really want to really highlight, with these highlights that I'm giving you now, our objectives. And our objectives are 1, customer service, 2, professionalism, and 3, high visibility. And we think with those 3 things and mapping out some of the highlights that I'm explaining to you, we feel that we'll be able to serve our faculty, we'll be able to serve our students and our campus needs for the fall 2022.
Okay, so I'm going to say on this recording that I said to you when we prepped for it, is that you talk so fast, sir. You talk even fast than I do. People always accuse me of talking too fast. So tell folks a little bit about, in case it went too fast, although they could listen to it again, where they might be able to find information about you, about the services, about the trainings that are coming up after Flex Day. So faculty and students are just swamped the first 2 weeks of the semester trying to get things settled. Once that happens, how can they learn a little bit more about how to get engaged or what kinds of programs are going on? Where do they turn for more information?
So what the plan is the one of the first things that we did was we wanted to make sure the numbers were in place for faculty and students to see in vigilant areas of our buildings, highlighting some of the safety agendas that was talked about. So we wanted to make sure we had communication of numbers for people to call, which are exterior doors and also the exterior of the buildings, and as well as on the phones. The second thing, our website. We're in the process now of updating the website, getting the safety teams together with information to update the current website, what we have now. So that's currently in the mix now. And then third, of the training active shooter, this is something that is appointment scheduling. So each president and each student body can request the active shooter response training to come to their location. That request is going to be done through a Teams for evidence-based, so that we know the students and the faculty that participated in this training. We'll have links and things available and announcements that will go out to our stakeholders to how you can have the training come to your campus and how we train our teams. We also have a dedicated room for training over at the College of Alameda. We want to thank President Jones and VP Gill for allowing us to have this dedicated room. We hope to use this room with our students and faculty on CPR training. And so we are also in the works of that. So this is, some programs that we haven't really been able to offer to our students, but we feel that, our students will be able once a month, if they want to, take a CPR first aid class, be able to ascertain the class and get a card. And I think that is really, really beneficial, especially when you're looking at an emergency situation. How do we respond? Well, how we respond is we all have to be trained to be able to administer first aid if we need to in case of an emergency. And I think that, how we respond in case of emergency, we train and we train for an emergency. And I think, we're building our program. And with the year of what we've built so far, we're very happy here at Public Safety.
I'm trying to think if I have any other questions for right now. And I don't. I guess we'll close by saying, one, thank you so much for making the time. I know you literally are sprinting between trainings at the different college campuses this week. So thank you for making the time. And I would also like to say that if there's some way that I can help you in my role as the faculty, I'm the primary lead for faculty professional development. I know we're trying to grow our professional development, which obviously will include all the trainings that you're talking about. I'd love to connect once the semester settles again and see how I might be able to help you either through promoting the trainings or sharing information about it, and also giving you an opportunity to get feedback from faculty, because I know that you have had that, but some of the listening sessions, like if we did a couple of listening sessions where faculty could talk about what kinds of things they would like you to know, that might be helpful too. So yeah, so thank you.
Most definitely. And you know what? Thank you for having me. I'm happy to serve, my community, and happy to be here as you guys as public safety director. I think that, amongst some of the challenges, we're really striving to get to that level to bring down the urgency of safety. Like, we want to really have people feel safe while they're here. And we're working at light speed to be able to do that, to work through the challenges, but also be transparent to our stakeholders, to where we are, where we're trying to go, and what it's going to take for us to get there. And I think that's the main thing. I always like to say things and use analogies, and I guess for this particular moment, I say faith till finish. Please hold me accountable for training the people that protect you and serve you, and that is what I'm doing. And I think, when the people, see me on the ground and Marina and the staff that protect you on a day-to-day basis, and we're training, trying to get things done, it is all about our stakeholders and our students, and, reminding them, why we do this job, reminding them why we're here. It's for folks like you, people that spend the time, They really care. They got the energy. They really want to make a change. So I thank you for your time, because you're giving me an opportunity to speak to a group of people who are uncertain sometimes, and I understand. But I just wanted to let you know, help is on the way.
Okay.
And so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be all right.
All right. Thank you. I think we'll close with that. And I'm going to stop the recording, and we'll see you all on Thursday, Flex Day, August 18th.